Every appraisal season has two kinds of numbers, the ones that measure performance and the ones that measure perception. Not all leaders weigh them the same. Some trust data, others lean on perception, and a few on the opinions of their trusted circle rather than what the numbers say. For Apoorv, Senior Program Manager, this year's calibration wasn't about ratings. It was about balance. Because the man chairing the calibration panel was Mr. Ram, a brilliant yet biased Senior Vice President, known for being brutally blunt and deeply confident in his own judgment. He valued conviction, but often relied more on perceptions than data, turning every discussion into a battle between belief and evidence. And as the office lights dimmed that evening, with only spreadsheets glowing on Apoorv's desk, one question lingered. Can evidence stand its ground when perception holds the power?
I don't want sugar-coated reviews. Get me 360-degree feedback from everyone who has worked with these people. The truth is rarely polite. Let's keep it that way.
It sounded fair, but everyone in the room knew. Only a few voices really counted. Mr. Ram's close circle, the people he trusted for years. By design, implementation teams don't work directly under their reporting managers. So, calibration depends largely on feedback from project leads across regions. Fresh, recent, and detailed. That system has its pros and cons. The plus: it filters out a manager's personal bias and perception, since feedback comes straight from the field. The minus: managers have to rely entirely on that feedback and the limited cadence they've had with their teams through the year. Because they don't work together day to day, the finer details often slip through the cracks. It sounded balanced in theory, a fair system built on fresh, unbiased feedback from the field. But in practice, those insights often came from people outside the inner circle, voices that carried less weight when the real decisions were made. It wasn't just a data dilemma. It was a political one. The feedback was solid, but the people behind it weren't part of Mr. Ram's trusted circle. And in calibration meetings, credibility often depends less on what's said and more on who says it. To understand the pattern, Apoorv decided to go straight to the source, Mr. Ram's trusted advisors.
I'm gathering context for this year's appraisals. Did either of you work with Rajan or Nisha recently?
Haven't interacted since. Heard they've improved though.
Not really. Maybe 2 years ago. Back then they were new.
That's when Apoorv realized the gap. The people influencing the decisions had no current visibility, only dated memories. Apoorv wasn't at ease. The way the discussions were shaping up, he could already sense a bias creeping in, and he couldn't stay quiet when his team's effort was on the line.
Sir, if we ignore fresh project feedback, we'll be rewarding the past, not the present.
True, but remember, Ram values conviction backed by logic. Don't argue the bias, present the evidence.
The advice was simple: trade emotion for data. The day of calibration had arrived, the meeting where numbers met narratives, and every opinion could tilt a career. For Apoorv, this was more than a review. It was a test of conviction. Across the table sat Mr. Ram, brilliant, respected, and impossible to sway without proof. One by one, Apoorv presented the cases of Nisha and Rajan, each backed with data, trends, and results that spoke for themselves. But in this room, data was only half the story.
The data is impressive, but I'm hearing a different story from my team. Consistency remains a question.
Sir, may I show current year metrics? Delivery compliance is 98%, defect density down 35%, and client CSAT 4.8.
Metrics are fine, but consistency is culture, not numbers.
Completely agree. That's why I overlaid 2-year data trends. You can see growth every quarter.
For a moment, the numbers did what words couldn't. They made Mr. Ram pause.
I am fine with Nisha. Her performance holds up. But Rajan, we need to bring his rating down. I am not convinced he's shown the consistency we expect.
And with that decision, Rajan's fate was sealed, at least for this cycle. But how did he take it? To see Rajan's side of the story, watch the Rajan story. Click the link above or find it in the description below. With the call made, the room fell silent, and the meeting for now was over.
You handled it well, Apoorv. 1 rating in your favor. That's progress. At this level, decisions have limited flexibility, but you made your point effectively.
I just feel bad for Rajan. He's improved a lot recently, and as a key contributor, he truly deserved a 5 out of 5.
It wasn't a victory against Mr. Ram. It was a victory for evidence.
In corporate life, tough bosses test more than patience. They test your method. You don't out-talk them, you out-prepare them. Replace emotion with evidence. Feelings fade, facts stay. Keep year-round data. Don't wait for appraisal month. Anticipate your boss's logic. Speak their language, not yours. Never skip documentation. It's your silent defense. Remember, influence grows from credibility, not confrontation.